Hey guys, so today we're going to look at concatenation, which is the process by which we can join multiple strings together. And so we're going to look at that process and see exactly how that works. It's an important part of programming, particularly if you're dealing with any kind, especially in game programming. You need to take pieces of strings and add them together to make new strings and format the strings. So we're going to look at concatenation today and how we can do that. So let's go ahead and go to the desktop. All right, so you can see I have Notepad++ already open. Have my command prompt open as well. I'm going to go ahead and change to my Python code directory. And there's all the exercises we have up into today. Python exercise 5 is what we're going to work on today. And so what we're going to do right now is, first of all, we're going to create a couple of string variables. And so I'm going to call this one string1. I really hate this computer. And we're going to make that equal to hello. Then string2, we're going to make that equal to. And now the concatenation, we're going to make string final equal to string1 plus string2. I don't know why my computer loses focus like that, but it hurts my feelings. And then we're going to print string final. Now, when we save it and run it, what we should find is that these two words are going to be stuck together. So let's save. Oh, my computer does that. All right, and once again, what we're seeing is exactly what we expected. Hello world. Well, the first string was hello and the second string was world. Now, what we do notice is that there's not a space between them. Python puts together the exact strings you feed it. So if you don't give it a space at the end, and if you don't put a space in the middle, you're not going to see a space. So let's go ahead back to our code and let's add a space. So we have added a space. Let's save it and run it again. Python, oh, sorry, my bad. That was a typo. It's still _5. I got carried away. All right, now that looks a little more realistic. Hello world with a space in there. As you can see, what we did, we added a space. We concatenated string1 to this blank space. There's one space between the two quotation marks, and then we concatenated string2 on the backside. So we have basically string1 space string2. This is important because when you're formatting strings, you want them to look right. And so you want to be able to have the spaces in there so that you can read what's being written. So that is essentially concatenation, however you want to say it. That's concatenation in that order. Now what we can do, another thing that's useful is we can follow on concatenating with that. And we're going to say string really final is equal to string final concatenated with, let's say, an exclamation mark. You see, we don't have to create a variable. We can just put in text to literals, but it's not the best plan. So ordinarily we would create a variable, but here I'm not going to. I'm just going to concatenate this exclamation point onto the end of that string, and now I'm going to print really final. save that. Python exercise 5. It's annoying. And so we printed with the original code, we printed it out, and then we followed on and added an exclamation point to the end of the string. So we can follow on basically however we want to. Now, let me show you another interesting follow-on procedure. I'm going to say str really. You can imagine how annoying this is. Final is equal to str really final plus another exclamation point. And then we're going to copy it and print it again. We're going to print exactly the same thing, but now let's see if we end up with exactly the same thing. No, we didn't. So we reassigned this value to itself plus another exclamation point, and that's what we got. And we can keep building on this string over and over and over, so we don't have to necessarily create a new string variable. We can just keep building on it. Now, here's the problem with this. It obliterates for the rest of the program. It destroys the original value. So if I wanted to go back a step and print off this with just one exclamation point, I couldn't do it because the contents of string really final, they're really final. So essentially once I concatenate something else and use the value here and concatenate more to it, and then it's changed. And it's forever changed. So if I go back and ask it to print this again, it will not. And so you can see my complication there. Okay guys, so essentially that's concatenation. That's how it works. We're taking a string and we're concatenating or adding on more string to it until we can get the message that we want. So go ahead and look at the assignment. Basically it's the same thing. You've got a couple of strings, you're going to hook them together. You want to hook them together nicely spaced. And also you probably want to look at the last assignment because you're also probably going to have to capitalize some things. So go ahead and look at the assignment. Let me know how it goes, and I'll see you in class. If you have any questions, remember I can be reached through the Canvas inbox. That's the best way. Have a good day.